If you're a wedding videographer tired of feeling like a starving artist, listen up because this is for you. My name is Hannah McGinty and I've been a professional wedding videographer for 6 years. In my course, Memoir Mastery, I teach wedding videographers how to book 10K plus clients and build a six-figure business without working more weddings or sacrificing your creativity. In just 90 days, you'll learn everything I've mastered over the past 3 years. This is the easiest way to get your business started on the right foot. Click the link in the show notes to start your 7-day free trial. It's engagement season. A lot of people have started getting engaged over Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. But here's the thing I want you to know. It's that every single person with an engagement ring on right now is not your ideal client. Stop chasing every single couple with a ring on and start attracting the ones that truly value what makes your work unique. Let's go over that in this podcast episode.
I'm feeling like a brand new me. For the very first time, I'm wherever I'm meant to be. Brand new.
Welcome to Outsmart the Hustle, where we turn hard work into smart work, helping you focus on the high-impact moves that drive your business forward without getting stuck in the grind. Hi, I'm Hannah McGinty, and today we're talking about something that might ruffle a little bit of feathers in the wedding industry, but it needs to be said. Not every engaged couple should be your client. And you know what? That's not just okay. It's actually essential for your business to grow. I know what you're thinking, Hannah, but they're engaged, they have a budget, they need my services, but there's nothing really worse than trying to be the one size fits all for everybody. You're going to have a very confusing clientele base. You know what I mean? You're going to be serving every single person that comes through your door. Then what type of videographer or photographer are you really? In my early filmmaking career, yes, I did say yes pretty much to every single couple that came my way. I was so focused on just filling my calendar that I ignored some pretty clear signs that certain couples weren't aligned with my style or my values. And the result was that I found myself dreading some of the weddings. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to feel creatively stifled. You don't want to, hinder yourself from producing your best work, and not only for you, but for the couple. And none of the films or the photos that I made, because I was first in photography. And what I mean by that is I was doing a lot of photography weddings and I didn't want to be a photographer anymore. And so I had to kind of learn to say no over time so that I could get more of the weddings that I actually wanted to say yes to. And it's hard at first. It's really hard to say no. But once you do, you start saying yes to the right opportunities. Because when you try to appeal to everyone, you're doing a disservice to both yourself and your clients. When you guys aren't a good fit for each other and you still choose to work with them, you're taking up space in your calendar that could be filled with your dream clients. The ones who light you up creatively, who trust your vision, who value what makes you unique. And what better feeling than that? And misaligned clientele can often lead to more stress, more revisions, and more time spent trying to make them happy, which usually ends up being impossible because they were never the right fit in the first place. Let that sink in. So how do you identify your ideal clients? Let's break it down into these 3 key areas. Value alignment is the first one. So think about what matters most to you in your work. Is it the creativity and the artistic freedom? Or is it capturing those candid, authentic moments? Is it creating that luxury videography experience? Your ideal clients should share these values, whatever they are. So take some time to list those out. Next is the communication style. Pay attention to how potential clients communicate from the very first inquiry. Are they respectful of your time? Do they express excitement about a specific approach you take, or just even wanting to talk to you? Are they just price shopping? The way they communicate early on is usually a preview of the entire relationship. No joke. I've done hundreds of weddings at this point, and if I see that early on, even in just the texting process part of it, not even the inquiry call, if they're slow to reply, or they're just asking about what they get and not really about interested in a relationship with you as their videographer, that is something that I don't think is a good fit personally. Now, there are some brides and grooms that don't really care to have an inquiry call with you. I have been booked that way only a couple of times, and the wedding still turned out great, but it was a different type of luxury clientele that just didn't really have the time to hop on a call. And that isn't for everybody. Their wedding still looks great, but my work is so custom to the story, and it's like a documentary, right? And I have to get to know the couple in order to make that film good. Not every couple is interested in that depth of an experience. And so they wouldn't be people that normally work with me, right? But maybe they would work with my team who will go film a cinematic video and be done with it. So I will align them based on like how their communication style proceeds. And yeah, just remember, it's an entire preview of the relationship and how it's going to line out. So your green and your red flags can be seen pretty early on. The third one is budget and expectations. This isn't just about like whether or not they can afford you, okay? Because eventually, someday, you're going to be at this point where like everyone can afford you and you get to choose who you get to work with. And you don't want to say yes to every single person that can afford you. Let's just imagine that in theory. Maybe you're not there right now and you're like, dang, I wish I could just have one lead. I get you. It's okay. It's about whether they value what you offer or not about whether or not they have enough money. So kind of think outside of this like survival mindset and more in this abundance mindset. Like if you could book anybody and they had the money to pay you, who would that person be? Sometimes a couple with a smaller budget who truly values your work is a better fit than a couple with a huge budget who sees you as just another vendor to check off their list. It just depends on what you value, right? That's why the value alignment was the first one I talked about. So how do I gauge these red flags before I even book them? Well, I have ads that run to my Instagram, and I'm able to have a Instagram conversation with a bride typically before we hop on a call if they want to call. There's also things that I look at, like how long does it take them to reply to messages or emails? How are they typing out their messages or emails? Are they very just blunt, like 1 to 2 word answers, or are they giving me more details about their wedding? And do they actually feel and look excited to get married, right? There's a few things there. And then when it comes to the call itself, I look at like, how are they answering the questions? And, you know, if I was in their shoes, would I consider myself a good fit to work together? I know it can be scary to say no to clients who aren't a good fit, especially when you're looking at an empty calendar or you're trying to hit your booking goals or your revenue goals for this year. But here's what I've learned. Every time you say no to the wrong client, you're making space for the right client. There is nothing worse than booking up a date with an unideal client and you have your dream client come in and they want that day. It sucks. And so just make sure you're saying yes and no based on your values and your goals. And you will stay true to your path of growing your business in the exact direction that you want it to go. And here's the beautiful thing about being selective with your clients. It actually makes your marketing easier. So at the very beginning, I was saying there, like if you say yes to everybody, you kind of have this confused clientele where potential clients will come and see everything on your page and be like, well, this doesn't quite fit the style I was trying to go for because it's going to be at random. There's going to be no clear like marketing goal with it. When you're clear though about who you serve best, and I mean that like who you serve best, your messaging becomes more focused and authentic. You'll attract more of the right clients naturally because they'll recognize themselves in your content. Okay? You want potential clients to come to your Instagram, your website, and be like, oh my gosh, I could see myself in this bride or groom's shoes because you've done the work to make sure that your ideal clients are coming to your page and seeing themselves in it. I want you to remember this. The most successful businesses aren't the ones that work with everyone. They're the ones that work with the right people. And your unique approach, your style, your personality are exactly what makes you perfect for certain couples and not right for others. That's how it should be. So if you're ready to start being more selective with your clients, I've created a client qualification checklist that you can download from today's show notes. It's free. All you got to do is put in an email and then you got it. It's a simple tool to help you identify your ideal clients and spot red flags early in the consultation process. So study it before your next phone call, and I promise you're going to find out quickly if they're the right person for you or not. And be sure to share this with a business owner who could use a little less grind and a lot more growth in their business. And until then, I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
I'm feeling like a brand new me. Brand new, brand new. Feeling like a brand new me, brand new me. I'm feeling like a brand new me.
Outsmart the Hustle is produced by Memoir Mastery, a film business course, hosted by Hannah McGinty and edited by Manuel Mesa. Follow us at Memoir Mastery literally anywhere for more creative business tips.